another video. I want to thank everybody for supporting me. First off, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel now. All my newcomers, thank you for coming. Once again, subscribe to the channel, all right? While we're right here right now before it jump off. Now, let's go ahead and get into the video. Today we got a good video, y'all. Today we got a great video. I hope y'all enjoy it. But we ain't gonna waste too much time, you know what I mean, to doing all the chit chat, whack. We'll go ahead and jump into the video, all right?
Testimony just basically mean testify. Okay?
I ain't testifying.
No, not you. Testify, not like that. But
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just say real life street stars. You know what time it is.
Blah, blah.
I'm gonna let Unc have it. Unc.
Blah, I don't want it.
You don't want
Y'all can have it back.
Hold on.
He done tapped that.
This we could do
That's
this.
what Charleston White did. Charleston, you owe me. You tried to talk about God when you came to my barbershop, and you seen when he came to my barbershop, I ran his ass up out of there. You're not allowed to talk about God no more on no platform. Matter of fact, you might not even say a word that sound like God. Or I'm gonna jump on any one of these podcasts and jump dead on your ass. But go ahead.
I agree.
All right, just off the rip. I'm not trying to judge anything like that, you know what I mean? But then I am, because I mean, I'm making a comment about how he's acting, the guy in the purple. Now, how can you say you're a man of God, but you tell another man that he can't speak about God because of his ways? You know what I mean? It's like you judging him based on how you feel, and you shouldn't be doing that, you know? And that right there, it doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't sit well with me. Like I said, when I was watching this video, it was kind of cringy because it's like you got a pastor right here in the purple, in the blue hoodie, a priest in the purple, and it's like I'm kind of confused on what we're talking about. How we doing this? Because is you doing it for views or what? Because like I said, it doesn't sound. It doesn't sound pleasing seeing that men of God or men of, you know what I mean, men of their caliber, of their stature is acting like that. Especially the one in the purple, you know what I mean? It's the way he acting. It doesn't sit well with me.
Why? Wait.
I second that.
Why
Charleston
can't?
White.
You agree with that?
Yeah, because Charleston White, all that about Charleston White, I remember I talked about Very High, but only thing about Charleston White is this, right? He kind of like know the truth. Right, when you know the truth and you like change for the money, right? He let the money dictate what he teach, right? And that's my problem with Charleston White. So it's fuck him because like he act an ass for the money and not even tell the truth, right? I'm gonna tell the truth regardless, right? So Charleston White is like controlled by the devil.
Well, hold on. Well,
fuck Charleston White.
We talk about his truth, but everybody on here has their own truth, so he's entitled to his truth, just like you're entitled to yours.
But he came in my shop to try to talk about God.
He likes Charleston White. They ain't say serious as hell. He likes it. He likes
Charleston.
You tell by his face.
I'm just saying he came in my shop trying to talk about God.
I fuck with Charleston.
Hey, I don't think I'm saying is he came into my shop and he tried to talk about God. Anything else Charleston White talk about, he be on it. I be listening to him, but when he tried to talk about God, I chopped God his ass, which is I took him all the way down through there. That nigga started convulsing. He went. That nigga, he started shaking and shit. He got up from my chair. True story. He got up from my chair like a demon was manifesting in him, and he got a half a haircut and walked out. He couldn't take it no more. So I told him, you saw it, but they didn't see it. So I don't have a problem with Charleston White. I think he dropped a lot of good nuggets, but he needs to don't talk about God no more.
I like I like Priest.
Thank you.
I like Charleston White. Let me be real about everybody.
I love
watch this. Regardless of what we feel about Charleston White, only thing I don't like about Charleston, I'm gonna tell you I like a lot. He have a lot of knowledge, but because it's like preachers, they'll preach the word. But what I don't like about them, they'll tell you the truth. But when you don't live it, it's when I got a problem. If you're gonna speak for the kid, don't come back and you talk about killing your brother. Don't come back and talk about somebody's mama, because they can get you killed. Yeah. Don't come back and talk about somebody that done lost somebody through gang violence. Then you come up here, you talk about the gang, but you disrespect the gang and you don't respect it. Charleston White got a bunch of knowledge. A lot of people got a bunch of knowledge, but at the end of the day, people don't want to hear a sermon. They want to see one.
Oh, God.
And here's the thing. We can talk about a lot.
That's facts. That's facts. That's how I am. Like when if I'm in church or if I'm following somebody and you preaching the word or you saying something that's supposed to be the walk of God and I see different, it doesn't matter who you is. I'm gonna respect you, but I'm not gonna look at you in that light anymore like I used to or like I should, because at the end of the day, you're not demonstrating your walk for me to follow you. See what I'm saying? So like, I done been through this before in actual life where I done been in church heavy, deacon's ministry, men's ministry, choir, outreach program. Like I done been on all this stuff, right? So and people know me, know I'm very familiar with the word and how to walk by it and also know what to do, know right from wrong when it comes to God and His word, right? And it's people who has been in church. They will preach. They will preach and they will talk you down a word that they're not even living. And that's the problem I have. You know what I mean? I've been in multiple churches where I done seen this happen before. And it caused me to just not even go to church sometimes and just learn for myself and have my own meaning of what it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? Like I said, and I'm not saying every church I done went to has been like that, but it's people that I done came in contact with has been like that. And then you got to realize people ain't perfect. People ain't perfect. But once you become a major figure in church or one of the big people in church, you know what I mean? It's a certain walk you're supposed to walk no matter what. And if the seat too hot, get up. You know what I mean? Just like with me, I'm gonna be honest. Even with me, as a deacon, I feel like sometimes I couldn't walk the walk, so I had to step down because at the end of the day, I was still young. I was still trying to learn my way. I was still trying to find my way, but I still was hungry. I was still hungering for the passion to be that deacon or walk that walk and also talk that talk. You know what I mean? We all fall short, but at the same time, you don't continue to be in that spot trying to leading people to a burning fire, a burning house. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what a lot of people do because they don't want to feel like, oh well, he was this and not that they pulled him down. They don't want to be talked about. They don't want to be shamed. But they gotta remember we all ain't perfect. And sometimes I sit back and I just watch people, and I watch them based on the characteristics of church and the outside life. They both should come together and merge together. But in a lot of cases, it doesn't happen that way. So I get what they saying about Charleston White, but at the same time, Charleston White is human. He's not claiming to be a preacher. He's not claiming to be a priest. He's not claiming to be a man that's constantly in church preaching the word and stuff like. It's sounding to me he's still on the outside trying to figure it out because as you can see, what they saying is, he'll preach about, he'll talk about kids, he'll talk about doing this and talk about doing about the communities, but then also he goes over here and he do something else. That because that man ain't perfect. Just like a pastor or a priest, you know, but at the same time, you cannot put nothing on somebody that you're not doing. If that makes sense. It's certain levels to where you're supposed to walk a narrow road and then sometimes it's not. Now with these guys, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think they will be in front of a church talking like that. Or have anybody in their church talking like that if they were supposed to be, you know what I mean, big in church or like that, big in church. So I just don't know. Like I said, this interview, it kind of cringy, but it's a lot of information in this video that you can look at and just see how far we done came with church and titles and everything else. When it all come down, we all human. We all make mistakes. And you just gotta look at people like that and do not get disappointed when people disappoint you when it comes to your faith. That's why you always gotta, like I said in the Bible, you gotta pick up your own cross and walk your own walk. You know what I mean? That's just the whole thing when it all boils down to it. When your number called, it's called. Ain't his number called for your number. Like, nah, all three ain't going together. It's one of y'all going. Pick up your own cross, get your own meaning, and hope and pray that you're doing the right thing.
All stuff. Charleston White ain't perfect, But what
That's
the
what I was
brother
gonna say. I don't
that's
think
gonna
Charles
pull
is
them
perfect.
over and say, brother, you got some knowledge, but it's how you deliver it. You telling the truth. I don't like for no brother to run around and kill somebody and thinking they're a gangster. Anybody can pull the pistol and go through the neighborhood and shoot an innocent kid. That don't make you no gangster.
Oh, God.
Anybody can run around and sell dope. Anybody can get up here and disrespect his brother. A real man can respect his brother. That's why I don't respect these so-called studio gangster rappers. They're not a man to me. They're not real to me. They talk that talk, but they don't walk that walk. I hear a lot of people talk like they're a gangster. But what I don't like about people, when you use people for your own benefit, Jesus never did that. He laid down his life. It's not my job to ask people to give me money where I can live in a big house. It's not my job to ask people for money where I can drive a Rolls Royce. That's not my job. My job is to serve my brother. My job is to pick my brother up when he fall, not condemn him, not go and hire somebody to kill him. That don't make you no gangster because you got money and you can get somebody killed. Watch this here. So when I hear brothers get on this broadcast, Charleston White, you got a lot of knowledge, but brother, you done got caught up in the money side. You done got caught up in what benefits you. Let's get back to the truth. If we said we started out, don't tell me what you did in the neighborhood. Don't tell me how you went down and you marched and all that. I don't care about none of that. Martin Luther King never did that. He laid down his life. Malcolm X never did that. They laid down their life. That means a lot to me. Just like listen to these brothers. And I love them, but I'm not going to. This is my belief. They got their belief. I believe that Jesus is on the way. But I can't knock because God said, I put cursing and blessing before you. You choose today. But one thing they can't tell me about I listened to last time came up here. That's why I wanted to get on this broadcast. Got a lot of word in him. Say he never read the Bible, but got a lot of God in him. Know more than what a lot of preachers talking about. And they'll judge him by the way he look. But they don't know his story. They don't know where he come from. So how can I convince?
That's facts. People always try to judge people by how they look and not how they act and not by their walk. And the ones dressed like they holy and thou, they're the ones they trust more than the ones that don't look like that. But you got to remember, the ones that look of the world are some of the ones who really walk in that faith. It's just because they understand it's not about the appearance. It's about what's up here. It's about what's up. It's about what's in here. You know what I mean? I've met a lot of guys in the streets, or not even the streets, of this world, more than people are in the church, and got more faith and more relationship with God than people in the church do. I done been in churches where it is more judgment in the church than it is out here in these streets. That's why a lot of people don't go to church. That's why a lot of people that don't want to deal with that, because they've been church hurt so bad to where they feel like every church that done it because they didn't happen to them over and over and over again. That is very true. Me myself, I don't really. I'm gonna say this. I don't go to church like that no more because of the simple fact of it's just so much. It's so much. BS. People are more worried about your outside life or your life or your past life that you're trying to get rid of and change from than your walk with God. And it shouldn't be that way. People is more worried about the money more than the faith than church. And I don't get that. You know what I mean? When they say that God has everything, why are we worrying about certain things of certain components on why life runs? You know what I mean? If anything, just focus on Him. Focus on the Word. Focus on your walk, and all that stuff will come to you. And I've seen people that will say and do everything to get money, but then turn around, you look at them, and their life is plentiful outside the church. They doing whatever they want to do. You know what I mean? And that's kind of mind-boggling to me. Then you get into the church, and it's something different. You know? And I don't get that. Like, I've had a lot of friends that go to church, right? And like I said, I've been in different churches, and I've met different people. And I can go to the church and see them in church, and I see them outside the church, and it's totally different. And the people around them will see that, and they won't say nothing. They won't hold them accountable. and they'll still follow that person, and then they wonder why their life is in hell. They wondering why they still going through things, and it's getting worse and worse. And then you hear that voice in your mind saying, hey, you don't need to be there. You don't need to be here. You need to move around and figure out what's really your faith. And we still stay there. We stay stuck. Turn into a rubber-baited mind to where we feel like, hey, this is where I want to be at, but it's just comfortable. But then as soon as you pull away from it, and then things start happening. That's why it says when two or more are together, you can have church. You know what I mean? Or three or more together, you can have church. I'm sorry. And that's how I feel like when I go talk to my homeboys, and it's 3 or 4 of us in there talking about God, I feel more wholesome with it, because they're more true feelings, the more true emotion that we're having with each other, that we're sharing with each other, and it's no ego, it's no pride. It's just all is the truth of how we living, what we're doing, how we're trying to get better in His eyes, in our day-to-day life. And I feel like that's more powerful than being in church, because once you get into church, some of these churches, now I'm not going to say all churches. Some churches we have some good churches out here. People that are really walking the walk and walking the faith. But then you got a lot of them out here that's out here because they don't want to work the 9 to 5s. They want to find extra money to pay their bills and buy the nice cars and do this and do that. And that ain't it. And then you got some people that's in church doing everything under the sun. And you wonder why the church is not growing. You wonder why we're not being blessed, because we're sitting here seeing other people around us do things and we're not saying anything about it. We indulging in it. How I know? I'd have been there before. That's how I can speak on it, because I'd have been there before. Well, I'd have been in the church, and I done seen things go on outside the church, and I didn't say nothing about it. I didn't hold them accountable. I didn't say nothing about it. Hell, actually, I was indulging with them. And my life was pure hell because of that. So what he's saying is true. You got to walk the walk if you're going to talk that talk, no matter what, because that's a tough walk. Because look what God did. Look what God had to go through just to walk that walk. You know what I mean? It was very tough for him. If people know about and read the Bible and now know the history about what's going on and what happened, that was a tough walk. And he did it.
When he done dealt with a bunch of fake preachers, he done with a lot of homeboy. Uncle tell you this, when he didn't have nothing, nobody didn't want to talk to him. Soon, this is what I hate about life. Long as you down in the ground, nobody loves you and pick you up. But soon you get up, and this for you. Soon you get up, I see you come on here, you do it out of love. Most of these dudes come on this broadcast, they do it for the money, and you do it out of love. So that's why I respect you more than anyone that come on here, because you speak from your heart, even if it's true or not. That's what you feel, and that's you. So when people come on this broadcast, I don't feel you based on what you come out of your mouth. I like realness. I don't care if it's wrong or right. If you're real about it, be real about it. But do not use this platform for your own benefit. Man, hell with the rappers. Because when they get money, they buy them jewelry, they buy them clothes. Who going back into the hood and get a little Negro like me that sold drugs when I was 11 years old? And then you going to pull me off the street and teach me another way. Don't preach up who you is. You ain't no king to me. You ain't no gangster to me. Because a real gangster changes hood. A real king know how to pick up a queen and tell her how to be a woman. So all this that you getting money for your own benefit, it ain't real. Even in the church, even in the streets, everybody fake, man. Who's gonna be real and say, hey, brother, you might not be like me, but let me show you another way out of this. Let me teach you. I don't want to kill you, man. I want to heal you. And that's all we do. We kill each other on these broadcasts, but ain't nobody real. That's why I'm not the average preacher, because I didn't come up in their system. I came up in the system where you struggle. I came in the system where you was in the pit and you glad to be out of it. And I'm glad to be out of it. That's why I tell my story the way I tell my story. People tell me what I'm doing on the broadcast with them. What makes you think you better than them? What makes you think that I can't set with them? We all came from the pit. If you from the pit. All
right, so now he's talking that talk. I ain't gonna lie, kind of take back what I was saying at the beginning about trying to judge them, because hey, he's telling the truth. a lot of us came out the dirt, came out the mud, struggling, fighting to, you know what I mean, get to a better place in life mentally and financially, right? But the most part was it was mentally, right? And even right now with myself, I can vouch and say for myself, when I'm on TikTok Live, when I'm on Facebook, when I'm doing my social media thing, I'm always talking about the man above. I'm always trying to show people it's a better way. Hell, actually, on my phone right now, I can go to my TikTok DMs right now. I have young guys looking up to me, talking to me about, because they're ready to throw their life away. They're ready to go do something crazy. They're ready to go, you know what I mean? And they, hey, keep it straight, bro. Keep going. Stay pushing. Get on my live tonight. We're going to talk about it. We're going to deal with it. And I promise you, every single night, I'm acknowledging that man upstairs. And all that, I'm telling my story about where I've been from and where I'm at now, just to show you it's real. He is real. Can't nobody tell me, even my homeboys out here in the world, they know that when they see me, I'm talking about them. How thankful I am, how good he been to me. All my mistakes, my downfalls, where I'm at now. You know what I mean? I ain't ashamed to say nothing. But one thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stand like a man of God. I'm gonna give reverence. We're gonna pray. At least we're gonna pray at least one time a day. And that's meaning everything. My prayers every day is telling God, thank you for everything you've done for me, and also reverence him before I eat anything. I pray, you know what I mean, giving him reverence, because at the end of the day, one for him, I won't have none of this stuff. I won't have no opportunities. I won't have none of this stuff. I'm gonna be honest with you. The ones that I want to have. You see, not the ones I need to have, not the ones I want, but the ones I need to have. Because the devil, he'll give you what you want. That bad energy, he'll give you what you want, but it's what you need to pass to the next person, to the next generation, to your partner, to your sister, your mama, everybody. You know what I mean? And then people feel like because you have a side where you just say no to certain things, you don't condone certain things. That's not me being mean or me being devilish. That's me standing on what I believe in, standing firm on it. No, I don't like this. Now I'm gonna make it very knowledgeable that I don't like it, and it is what it is. At the end of the day, I'm gonna say peaceful knowing that I stood on what I believed in. That's just it. I don't care who's around me, who came in and out of my life. I guarantee you, everybody that been around or be around now, they can tell you the reason why they don't like me, because I stand on business. I stand on what I stand on and what I believe in. And if it ain't what I believe in, I'm not looking that way. I don't care about it. A man with a gun don't fear me. What you gonna do with these, huh? What you can do with this right here? What's in there? That's what matters to me. I see a lot of people on Facebook, on all social medias, carrying these guns, toting guns, talking crazy, the crazy captions on there and all that stuff like that. But then you look at the outside life, they don't demonstrate none of it. When they by themselves, they catch a hell mentally. They ain't pushing nothing positive. They pushing all negativity. That's all they doing. That's all they doing, and a lot of them doing it because of their situation, because they don't know how to remove themselves out of their situation. I did that when I was younger. I see my situation I was in. I didn't want to be in the streets. I didn't want to have to tote a gun. Just for the look of it. I didn't want to have to do all this evil, negative stuff every single day just to prove myself who I was, or just to get a name or a nickname for myself. Now forget all that. I left. I'm out of here because I ain't with all that. And now I look at hindsight. I look at my journey, and I've been watching their journey, and I can tell, like, that's the main reason why I left. Because God had elevated me. He moved me to a whole different plateau. And that's what he's saying. You shouldn't judge nobody by how they look. You shouldn't judge nobody by different things, you know what I mean, in life. And just judge them all based on what they showed you and what they walking by. If it ain't adding up, get away from them. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it.
It came from where I come from. Shut your mouth.
I swear to God, mom.
That's why he the bishop of the street.
Yeah, and I like him, right? Because like, you know, he had wisdom. Because like he waited to
see, and this is the kind of
the Last Supper.
This is kind of where we differentiate, because y'all be talking a lot of knowledge. Y'all just said about Charleston, he has a lot of knowledge. Mm-hmm. Pastor speaks with wisdom, and I think that's the difference of what all this is. Because you can go as deep as you want to go. Mm-hmm.
Wisdom is the key. Like, everybody, knowledge is nothing. Like, I keep telling. Like,
that's right.
I keep telling
that's
you.
Right.
You understand?
It's wisdom.
You stupid shit. So I'm gonna say shit. I don't believe in my brain. I don't believe in knowledge game. I go with I don't believe in what I know. Everything I know is a trick. Right? Everything I don't know. So don't tell me that I think I'm smart. Bro, I'm dumb. Bro, I'm stupid. Bro, I'm stupid.
Facts. I'm sorry I keep stopping y'all, but they dropping so many gems where I gotta say something about it, y'all. That is true. It's not about knowledge, it's about wisdom. It's about having the discernment in your heart and in your mind, knowing that something ain't right. Even when they taught you something, you know it ain't right. Now that I've grown up, when I went to school, right, it taught us so much stuff, right, that we didn't even need. A lot of stuff we didn't even need in school. Even in church, some things I felt like it wasn't for me, so I tuned it out. Even though I was in church, I tuned it out. I looked over because it wasn't for me. It wasn't catered to my life or my lifestyle, right? But having that wisdom to know what's right and what's wrong based on how you living is what's going to get you where you need to be at. That conviction, knowing that some just don't sit right with me. Let me figure out why it don't sit right with me. You know what I mean? Being in tune with your spirit. Because everything people feeding you is not good. It's not good. Like this food we eating out here. Everything that we eat, everything they selling, we don't supposed to go to. All because Jim, Bob, and Sally and Sue is over there doing it doesn't mean that I need to be over there doing that. That's why a lot of things, and as I was growing up, I feel like I wanted to do it so bad. I wanted to do this and I wanted to do that, but at the end of the day, just my wisdom and my heart and my discernment, it wouldn't let me do it. I wouldn't do it. Just based on how I felt about it. And what I knew deep down inside wasn't right. All because they taught me, hey, when you're young, you're supposed to go out and party and drink and have fun, do all this stuff when you know what I mean, go and get out of the way before you get older. But no, you shouldn't do that because a lot of people right here now got cases, getting charges, ain't living right, can't get it together because of that pivoted moment of your life when you're supposed to be getting it together, you missed it. And that happened to a lot of us out here. When you're young, you're supposed to be working hard, planning, so when you get older, you ain't got to go through this. That's when you're supposed to go hang out and chill and relax and kick up when you're older, you know what I mean? Because now you done put in all the hard work. You ain't got to put in so much work now when you get older. Things are a little bit easier. And I'm just speaking on based on how I look at things, you know what I mean? Once again, just having that wisdom to know you don't supposed to do that right now. How you gonna get somewhere and you spend all your money doing this and trying to look good for Sam, Sue, and Bob? I don't get that. Me myself, what I did was when I was younger, I buckled down. I was busy trying to figure out what my life was gonna be at. So now that I'm at this age now, I can go travel. I can go out if I want to because I got money and I know I'm in a position where I can go do stuff like that. I can go have kids now because I know I'm able, I'm stable, I'm more mentally fit to do this. How I know this? Because I got 2 kids. I had 2 kids. 2 of my kids were born when I was younger, and I was lost out here. I was lost. But as I got older, I started noticing as I got older, I started gaining more wisdom. Not knowledge, because people can teach you anything. And you only know what you see and what you're around. And then you can be around some bad people trying to persuade you to say, hey, this is what it's supposed to be. And they ain't even living that walk. They ain't even walking that walk like they expecting you to do it. I was just talking about this a couple of days ago. And I was saying, I was around people that was trying to teach me their way of living, and they wasn't even living right. They're not even prospering still. And they felt like I was a square or I wasn't fitting in because I wasn't walking their walk. Because I wasn't walking like them, following the same trend everybody else was doing, and nobody still ain't doing nothing to this day. I promise you. What I did was, I removed myself out of the equation. I bettered myself mentally and financially. And now I look back at hindsight, and I ain't trying to look down on nobody or anything like that, but what I'm saying is they was telling me negative stuff. If you can't compete, if you can't compare, don't compete. If you can't compare, don't compete. If you can't compete, don't compare. Now look at it. And guess what? That stuck with me. And now looking at hindsight, you're right. I didn't compare, so I couldn't compete. And even now that I'm doing better, they can't compare either because they can't compete. Because now I'm doing way more than what they expected me to do, because guess what? I didn't stick to the status quo of how they was living, what they was doing. Know your faith, know your walk. I'm going to keep on talking about that man upstairs. I'm going to keep on strong. I'm going to keep on walking my walk. No, I'm not perfect. We all make mistakes. We all fall short of the glory. But guess what? I'm going to still keep pushing. I'm going to still keep going what I'm supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? And that's just it.
His energy.
Bro, I believe in God. So you can finish now. All the other
And I agree with I believe in God. So you can say I got knowledge all day long.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
nothing.
got no knowledge. I'm
It's
stupid.
nothing.
No, so when you
hold on. So when you
right.
we're pursuing knowledge. It's nothing wrong with that because that's just like knocking somebody with a PhD. There's nothing wrong with that. So because I sit up here and I sound a little educated, if you heard my fucking teachers, you would think I ain't got shit. Because I can throw some teachers out there too that I follow when it comes to Cyrus general setting, and I start throwing out teachers like Anthony Browder and Ray Hagan. These are my teachers. They are philosophers. And I'm not saying I'm smarter than anyone. It's just that I wanted to seek more knowledge for myself. So when I'm up here talking, it's because I'm a witness to what I've experienced. And I've experienced everything that Bishop went through. Well, I done been deep in the street. But just because I know how to sit up here and I know how to talk to a young man that's 17 years old and come from the street and then bring his mental state to another level, that don't discredit me. That don't say I don't have wisdom. That don't say I can't touch a young person. No, that don't say nothing. And then I can turn around and pray for him. Then I can turn around and say, let's lay prostrate before God. You know what I'm saying? He said, well, who is your God? The same God you serve. It might not be a biblical God anymore, but it's somebody that transcends.
Stop. He confused what wisdom is.
Okay, gotcha,
wisdom is not choosing. He thinks wisdom is knowing how to choose. He's not. He been telling you, are you smart? He don't know what wisdom is. Wisdom is
I know wisdom is what will have you confused.
No, wisdom.
I know knowledge is what will have you confused.
Yeah, you don't want knowledge. You don't want it.
All that y'all talking is knowledge.
No knowledge, bro. Only thing I told you what. Listen.
You said the firmament.
No, listen.
When you said the firmament.
Listen, no. Listen, no.
Wisdom. I feel like wisdom is when you go through things and you learn from it. That's what I feel like wisdom is. When you've been through some things and you know what's right, what's wrong. Don't you know what I mean? Knowledge is something that you learn, that you're being taught, and you ain't really going through it. You know what I mean? You ain't really seeing what's going on. You ain't going through trial and error of feeling things and emotions and those sleepless nights and you know what I mean, going through what you're going through. That's it's different. It's different. Just like when I teach my kids, I don't give them a manual. Say, here you go. This all I wrote down. Like at work, I have a manual. I give it to the next person. Boom, this knowledge, right? Not saying that everything that I went through is in this book. It's not in here. Cause some days it's gonna be different, and you gotta understand and know. You gotta have wisdom to know what's right and what's wrong, when to choose and when not to choose. That's the difference. Knowledge, you gotta. Let me go find my book. Let me go see what this say. Let me go see what that say. All right, cool. And then what you read, it might not even go with that. You see what I'm saying? So having that wisdom to know what's really going on and then really moving with it makes life a little bit easier when you're dealing with life. You know what I mean? When you're dealing with life, it's a little bit easier. You can go read a book about life, but is you really going through life? Is you really going through the process of going through the mood swings, the growth, the downfalls, the uprisings, the stuff like that? Is you really going through that? You know what I mean? Just like, for instance, once he said, we ain't knocking nobody in college or whatever. We're not nobody that been through college or anything. Because I know a lot of people that been through college. But what I'm saying is, you can go get a regular Joe Smoke that never touched school. Like for instance, you know somebody that we all know somebody that was on drugs when we was younger, or didn't go to school, dropped out of school, right? And then you can give them a car, a mechanic. You can give them a car, and they go fix their car with no problem, with no book, information, no education, no nothing. But then you go get that same car to a person that had been to school. Some people that have been to school, they got to go find that manual. They got to go look in their phone because they don't really know. They don't really know what's going on for real. They're just going based on what they was taught and not what they done been through. That man with that mechanic knows, if I do this is gonna happen, because I remember last time this happened to me, so I ain't gonna do that no more. I know next time I'm not gonna push that button. I'm not gonna twist that bolt. I'm just gonna keep doing what I normally do, because at the end of the day, I know this gonna work for this, because that ain't gonna work. What they gonna do, they're gonna do trial and error. They're gonna open that book, look at it, boom, 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 and it'll take them forever to get it done. Or they'll mess up something. That's why myself, I go to mechanics out here in the streets. For instance, I got a mechanic I go to that, you know what I mean, he's knowledgeable. He ain't been to school, he just knows this stuff. He just knows it. because the trial and error of his life and what he done with his hands on his own, what he learned, what he taught, what he learned himself. You know what I mean? And some knowledge, I ain't gonna say all of it, but some knowledge he learned from people. But majority of it just going through having wisdom to know what's right and what's wrong.
You missed the thing.
I ain't saying
you missed everything. You missed my thing. Only thing I said was be good. You missing you missed the whole thing I said. Only thing I said was be good. And I
heard
gave
you
you points to understand why you should be good. Only thing I said the same thing Jesus said, gang. Be good. That was to get my message.
Knowledge is power.
Love. That's it.
Okay.
Everything else I said, consider it frivolous. Consider it bullshit. Consider it.
Ooh, hold up.
Consider it.
Speaking of that, like he said be good, right? Here go another one. Like in the Bible got a lot of stories, right? And some of it, they tell you how to live like the commandments, but also it just give you stories on what to go by. Right? That's what it said. It doesn't give you a direct walk on how to do things. It just say, hey, I give you free will. Do right. Be a good person. How do I be a good person? In your walk of life, you do everything you're supposed to do that make you feel right or make you feel like it's a good thing. Right? I feel like when God said, I'd rather have you hot or cold than lukewarm, or I spew you out, I feel like that means to me is don't fake it. Don't fake the funk. Don't try to act like you one person and you're not, because I'm gonna expose you. Or you're not gonna walk him out. You're not gonna walk around me because you're faking the funk. That's just like being in the game, or being, you know what I mean, in a certain organization. Some people, that's why a lot of organizations crumble because of that. Because people are faking the funk. Because people acting like they hard. People acting like they for the organization or they for the gang, and the whole time they really ain't. Soon as something happen, get what happened? They telling. If they ain't get what they want, they go expose secrets and stuff. Because once again, they wasn't of it. It wasn't in here. It wasn't in here. That's the man, and that's how I feel about the Bible. They tell us go be great, go be good, go do this and go do that, but they don't give real details on how. To me, I don't look at I don't see the details of what was really going on. I just see that God saying, hey, do what's right. Do what need to be done to be able to sleep night, to have a peaceful mind and sleep good at night. You on your own walk, your own journey. And what he's saying is very correct, man. He ain't saying, dude, he's just saying be good, man. Do your walk, be you. You know what I mean? Believe in your truth. Don't be faking the funk. Don't fake the funk.
Man-made. Just love, bro. Fuck everything else I said. I just said everything I said good came from God. So all those bullshit I said bad, nigga, it came from me.
That's it. And there's nothing wrong with having knowledge, especially when you have knowledge and you have facts to support. Hold on, I'm gonna let you talk. When you have facts to support the knowledge, anybody can just start talking about shit. But when you have facts to support it, now Bishop speaks from his heart. He speaks from his experiences that he went through. And he speaks from how God touched him in the way that God touched him. The reason why he's sitting on his blue couch is because God touched him in a way that he's trying to explain. That's how he's a living testimony of what God can do to somebody that's come from the streets. I'm a living testimony of what God can do for somebody that come from the street that's confused and don't have no direction, don't have a mother, don't have a father, don't have a grandmother, don't have no type of leadership or guidance in their life. But you can get on your knees and you can pray and ask God, show me. Whether it be Jesus, whether it be Allah, whether it be Yahweh, whether it be Christian, whatever God's name is. Sophia? No, I don't know about Sophia. I ain't got no. You got to show me some documentation. When we meet her.
I guess my small disconnect.
Okay, go ahead.
Is because Pastor came with testimony. He was talking about Dead Sea Scrolls.
And I can tell my testimony.
Hieroglyphs. That's what we want. We want the testimony.
But y'all know Dead Sea Scrolls came from. I told you where they came from. They came from the tablets from the end.
See, we don't care about that. We care about your testimony.
You overcome.
The testimony is this: that I died 5 times, gang. I'm telling you the truth, bro.
Okay.
This is on my life. Okay. This is on my life.
And that's true. That's all the Bible with testimonies. That's how people don't want to go. A lot of people don't want to go read. I know the people that I've reached out to and how they help change their lives. They look at me. They look at me. You know what I mean? They see what I done been through. They see where I'm at now. They don't go read the Bible. Some people don't go read that Bible. Sometimes you gotta read it for them through you. If that makes sense. Now, me myself, oh yes, I read the Bible. I read the NIT, meaning the New International Translation. I read the King James. I didn't read different versions of the Bible. You know what I mean? But at the same time, the one that I understood was the New International Translation. Right? It was broken down more to plain English, but then also, guess what? I understood it more. Now, what I did was I took all that in, right? And I used what I needed to make it through life in a positive way without causing God any disappointment. But then also with that is some people can't read. Some people just don't want to have the time or have the capacity to do that, right? So then they look at me then. What I'm telling you is this is what I did. And let me give you a testimony on what I went through and how I used what I'm telling you and how I got to where I'm at now. Because a lot of people just want to hear the stories to see if it's really true or not, and is you walking that walk. That's true.
2 years ago, I was supposed to be dead. I went to the doctor. They told me my knee was swollen. They told me I was dying. I had high blood pressure. I had every disease. I had so many diseases. It was crazy. They told me I was dying. So I was sitting around waiting to die. And I was just doing fraud, just waiting to die, doing fraud, running up millions and millions, traveling the world, waiting to die. But I just didn't die. I'm like, why the fuck I didn't die? I was waiting to die. But then I got an epiphany, and then I saw God. And then I understood. What I'm trying to tell you is you can't gain until you lose. You can't live until you die. If you living right now, you're not living right now. You're not living.
Man, hey, I'm sorry, but he's speaking truth. You cannot live until you die. Meaning you gotta kill those old ways, put them old ways down, and live a whole nother life. Find a whole new meaning why you living. That's true. You know what I mean? You cannot gain without losing it all. That's true. I lost everything. Just 5 years ago, I lost everything I had. Lost my family, lost my home, lost my car, lost my job, almost lost my own mind. It took for me to sit down and hear him. If anybody heard my story that knows me, or even my Uncle Jake, the one who I was staying with, seen it firsthand, I was depressed. I was sitting in that room every day, praying, sitting there, meditating, until I really I really realized who I was and what was going on around me, and how to get to the next level in life, to better myself, to make me feel good. That's what he mean. And I gained everything back tenfold. I gained everything. I lost all, but I gained everything back tenfold. And I can truly say that. I ain't got to worry about getting kicked out of my home. I ain't got to worry about nobody if I miss a month because something happened, because how the world's set up now, where you can miss a month of rent in an apartment, you out of here. You gone. They don't care. I ain't got to worry about that no more. That's not a worry no more. So now I ain't got to walk around here stressed out and trying to find the net dollar, trying to chase that dollar, trying to get stuff going and keep. I ain't got to worry about that stuff no more. That's what he mean by that. You lose it all to gain more. You got to die to live. That's true. Man, that man talking that.
You find something to die for. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, you have to be born again.
But until you are ready to die, you're not ready to live.
Don't start that.
The only thing I like about this man, what he said, and this man, what he said, they have both. I can tell they help people live. Mm-hmm. So if you help people live, you shall live. So
tell them,
what I mean by that is, if you kill, you shall die. So we talk about like all the rappers and like Charleston White and all of them. I say fuck them all, because they work for money. I ain't never came here for $1, and I'm not saying that I should deserve to be paid, but I'm saying that when I come here off this platform, I speak, I help people, and then that bring me money, right? It ain't got nothing to do with like charging. So like again, like he said, I like him. They both got knowledge. I learned.
Appreciate it.
I learned so much here. I learned so much here, right? But even though I learned something, I'ma still say one thing. It's just love. But I love them. So fuck anything I said. And I just like the fuck and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like next time can we talk about
like I like the fuck too. Trust me. I love women. I love women. I believe in poly.
We talk about
but
this
listen,
shit like Chicago.
Testimony just basically mean testify. Okay?
I ain't testifying.
No, not you. Testify, not like that. Testify, not like that.
He said he live in poly. He had to put that in there. Like, now that's, yeah, that don't make you more of a man because you live in poly, bro. You know what I mean? That'll make you more of a man at all. You know, that's just, I ain't get that.
Not like that. Not like that. Not like that. Not like that. But testifying of what God has done in your life. When you read the Bible or the Quran or anything that talks about a story of what God did, they just testify. Whether it be Noah, whether it be whoever, they testify of what God has done. So what you're saying is you want to hear more testimonies of what God has did in somebody's life if you're going to identify with something that's hidden. And Bishop is real good at getting up telling his testimony of how God delivered him from the street, how God delivered him from prison, how God delivered him. People want to hear that. They need to hear that. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with someone, like this is my brother, there's nothing wrong with someone that's consciously awake with more knowledge outside of a testimony to say where even the Bible come from, because it has questions. Because even in Genesis, that wasn't even the first book that was wrote. You know what first book that was wrote in the Bible? It was called Exodus.
What's your tough?
Only thing that
What he's saying, y'all better listen. Do your research. Once again, do your research. Know what's going on out here. What he said, hey, boy. Hey, Genesis, once again, once I learned all this stuff, I backed off of church because guess what? A lot of churches are teaching like schools. They teach you things that they want you to walk and want the government controls a lot of this stuff that's going on out here. Just all I gotta say. But once again, the lack of knowledge because we don't read books, because we don't know, we're not going to search for it. I had a guy that taught me some stuff like this. My guy taught me a lot of stuff when I was at work with him. He taught me a lot of this stuff, and then not only that, he didn't teach me. He said, "Go look it up. Go look it up." You know what I mean? And I did it, and I started doing my research, and a lot of stuff is true. A lot of stuff is true. That's why even with people with credit and stuff, I had people that, you know what I mean, tried to steer me wrong on doing things, but I had to go research myself to figure out what was going on. Like literally, people would tell me, "Hey, this what this says and this what this is," and then I go look, and I'm like, "Hold up, he don't know what he's talking about. He don't know what he's talking about." And then not only that, you look at how they walking and their walk of life, and they ain't even prospering for what they talking about. They ain't even moving on what they talking about. So once again, you gotta know what you know on your own. You gotta do your own research and walk your own faith to have wisdom to know what's right and what's wrong based on your walk and based on what you done been through.
about the Bible, the Bible came from. If you don't know what the Bible came from.
All right. That's the end of that video. But once again, y'all, this was another good video. It's another, I say I'm putting medicine in the candy. Check this out. Anybody got any comments, any concern, anything, drop them in the comments. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I got a lot of more videos like this that I'm gonna be dropping in there every now and then. Just stay tuned and stay and watch, you know what I mean? But once again, wisdom is key. Knowledge is okay, but wisdom is key. Wisdom is going to get you where you need to be at in life, in a comfortable spot where you can live peacefully and live happily, all right? Knowledge is going to get you there, but it's not going to really make you feel wholesome, because then it's going to feel like you're being forced to do things that you don't want to do. All right? That's just true. If you believe in God, he walked on wisdom. He didn't walk on knowledge. He walked on wisdom. All the stories, he walked on wisdom. The great people that you know in your life, like your mother, your father, the ones who raised you, the ones you look up to, they walk on wisdom. They don't walk on knowledge. They walk on wisdom. They tell you what they done been through, so if you can deflect some of those situations. Like for instance, if y'all remember, or if y'all you know what I mean, just pay attention to who you look up to, and like they tell you things that normally that nobody won't tell you, because that's tribe, that's knowledge, that wisdom that they didn't been through things, and they tell you, hey, do this way, hey, do it that way, hey, do it this way, because they didn't been through some things and they don't want you to go through the same thing they didn't been through. And some stuff is not in the book. Some stuff is not in the book. The greatest teachers is the ones with wisdom, the ones who have been through things in life. They're one of the greatest teachers, no matter how old you is or how young you is. There's a lot of people out here younger than me that got a lot of wisdom. I done met a few people like that. And we was locked in. At a lot of jobs, I met a lot of people like that, and I still know their names and all that. I still would watch them on social media and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's people. Don't judge nobody by their age or who they are or what they've been through, because they'll be the main ones who take it to the next level. But this has been the presentation of Dave's Channel 444. Peace.